So I'm sure everyone watching this knows the Twitch streamer and content creator Amouranth, and she's recently been trending all over the internet, and the reason is honestly insane. So yesterday, a whole bunch of clips were posted from Amouranth and mutuals in the Twitter space where she live streamed a phone call with her husband, and her husband was just absolutely going crazy. And there was a whole bunch of evidence posted to especially Twitter where evidence was showing Amouranth's husband was a super mentally abusive and psychologically abusing her into doing, you know, things like Twitch streams that she didn't want to do, hiding her relationship, even threatening to donate money if she didn't pick up the phone call. We're gonna go over this entire situation, and I'm shocked to see all the evidence that's come out. So it looks like Amouranth was on live stream where she was getting called from her husband, and when her husband started to say some crazy crap, she went back on the live and unmuted the conversation and let her entire stream listen. And I'll let that clip play.
But then I'm gonna say what I thought I said, but you cannot interrupt mine because I'm not gonna interrupt you.
Why did you say you were gonna kill my dogs? I can leave the. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave.
I tried to tell you
Are you
that
saying you did not say that? Are you saying you did not say that? No, I did. I did. I said it on purpose. I said it to show you how easily distracted you are. There were no conditions.
Why do you have to say you're gonna kill my dog? What does that help anything?
Because stop. Because you weren't understanding my point.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened was this whole situation finally came to an end, hopefully, with their abusive relationship. You know why? Because the husband thought he said a question to Amouranth and Amouranth didn't hear him. That's it. That's it. And that's all it took for the Amouranth's husband to absolutely freak out. He says he's going to end her dogs. Only 18% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel. Don't be part of the 81%. Subscribe to the channel. You have nothing to lose. And he's going to send her horse to a meat packing plant. Yeah, that's obviously a very rational thing to say when someone maybe mishears you in a conversation. I mean, I'm constantly talking to members of my family. They don't hear every single sentence or every single word that comes in my mouth. You know, sometimes we just listen on autopilot, and that's okay. I mean, this is one of the things you're gonna have to live with if you're in a relationship. And this guy just absolutely goes off the handle and says he thinks he's so intelligent too. He tries to say, like, his point he was trying to making is she doesn't listen to his normal questions, but if she makes a serious threat against her dogs, then she'll listen. Well, of course she's going to listen to an extreme threat against her dogs. Any rational human being would. You instantly start listening more when someone is threatening you because you're worried. You know, this guy thinks he's so intelligent and he's making such a terrible point. And it's just really unfortunate to see, because whether you like Amouranth or dislike Amouranth for whatever reason, you gotta admit no one deserves this kind of treatment and abuse from a partner. I mean, she willingly married this guy, so at least at one point in the relationship she trusted him enough to not only marry him, which is a major legal arrangement anymore, especially when the rates of divorce are crazy, but she trusted him enough to give access to all of her accounts. And that's another major part of this story, is that all of Amouranth's social media accounts and OnlyFans accounts and literally everything, as far as I can tell, even access to her bank account, which they apparently shared like a mutual bank account, were all under his control. And so pretty much Amouranth was like a prisoner to this guy.
Who's gonna send it now?
What are you sending?
The false fucking swatting of your husband, and then having your fucking assistant do it too.
You literally tried to take my phone. I got scared because you got physical, and I called.
Yeah, but I'm tweeting it now, so good
But
luck.
so you're lying on my Twitter. That's gonna look real good.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm tweeting it. I'm Amouranth's assistant, or I'm Amouranth's husband, and she is swatting me and calling the cops and calling it a false abuse claim.
I didn't say you abused me. I called the cops because
Okay,
you
well,
literally
so-
you literally were on top of me trying to take my
So
phones
what
from
else
me.
is it?
You're literally just lying to my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't care. I built the Twitter.
Yeah, you used my body to build this empire.
And I'm gonna get your OnlyFans banned.
This is not a 50-50 relationship. This is like confinement. And anytime she decided to act up or maybe do something that her husband didn't like, she threatened him with, you know, ending her dogs, sending her horse to a meatpacking lab. And this is actually one of the worst threats I've seen. There's this text conversation I'll put up on the screen where pretty much her husband is trying to call Amouranth for whatever reason. Maybe it's because she was doing something he didn't like on stream, and he says, if no call, 34,000 gone. I'm going to donate 250,000 in the next 2 minutes. And then he says he allegedly did it. And then he says, I will donate $500,000 in 3 minutes. If no call in 1 minute, I'm going to send your horse to a meat packing plant. 20 seconds, time's up. $750,000 gone. We can now not do the down payment for Call House. Another 250 gone in 5 minutes. So over like a 10-minute stretch where she's not picking up for whatever reason, who knows, maybe she left her phone in the stream room when she went to the bathroom or something. So simple. He allegedly, I don't know if this is true or maybe he was just bluffing, but allegedly it looks like he donated $1 million just to random streamers or something, just to get rid of her money. It's her money, but he has access to it. This dude donated $1 million because his wife didn't pick up the phone for 10 minutes. This is absolutely insane behavior. Now I'm gonna say I have no confirmation if the money was actually donated or this is just a threat, but don't get me wrong, you know what, it's very possible that this was just a threat. I mean, I think it would have been a bigger deal, even though she makes a ton of money. If someone donated $1 million, I think people would have made more of a deal with it. So I do think this is just a threat. However, who is threatening someone to donate $1 million of their money to someone if they don't pick up the phone? This is just absolutely insane behavior, and a bunch of people are saying there's some criticism against Amouranth, unfortunately, and the two major ones I want to go over are, one, that she didn't tell her fans that she had a husband, and two, that she aired it all on public. Now let's go over the first one. She didn't tell her audience that she had a husband. Now honestly, I can understand why some people are upset with this, because you know what, this is one of the selling points for a lot of lonely men. I mean, there's no other way I can put it. Lonely men donate to Amouranth because they think she's single, and they delusionally think that they can have a chance with her if they just donate enough money. I'm sorry, that's never the case. That will never happen. However, I can definitely understand why some people think that she was quote-unquote abusing lonely men to make money off by not disclosing that she had a relationship with. And yes, this was 100% the salesmanship. However, she announced in her stream that she wanted to tell the entire world that she had a husband, but her husband told her not to.
People that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married, because it's like our relationship would be better if we just stream them, and it's fighting all the time. But no, Mister, don't say that because it's gonna ruin the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself.
And that is psycho behavior. So Amouranth not telling her fans that she had a husband seems like it was not her decision at all. And I mean, think about it. If she just held her stream that she had a husband and her husband didn't like that, she could have been, you know, completely bankrupt. I mean, this is coming from the guy that threatened to donate $1 million because she wouldn't pick up the phone for 10 minutes. And then the other thing is, why would she air it publicly? So during her live stream, it turns out that she said she had went to the police. Apparently one time the boyfriend was over top of her, getting physical and trying to physically remove her phone from her, and she called the police. And so there's multiple instances of her getting records and proof of the husband being super abusive, and the husband allegedly destroys the proof and takes her phone away from calling the police.
Literally got physical with me, and then like fucking tried to take my phones away because he was gonna destroy my PC when I recorded it. Now he's just trying to say bullshit because he knows he fucked up. He just admitted he was lying. Fucking asshole.
And this is just super unfortunate. I mean, I understand why the police are limited in what they can do with the domestic disputes, but this seems to happen on a pretty regular basis where it's like they can pretty much do nothing until, you know, Amouranth actually physical abuse, which I don't personally agree with. I mean, look at this mental and psychological abuse. I mean, this, in my opinion, this is just as bad, if not worse, than physical abuse. Like, if someone donated $1 million of my money and gave it away because they were upset with me, I would much rather get punched in the face. I mean, that's just me, but it makes sense why she decided to publicly air this. And a lot of people are actually worried about Amouranth right now, because when she publicly aired this and finally come out with a situation on stream, her stream kind of just randomly ended, so people were really worried about her. And of course, when the situation was all coming out, major players in the Twitter game like Keemstar were playing something like, clearly husband is abusive. She showed the text, but there's always a but with Keemstar. Amouranth herself has scammed so many guys online claiming she's single for years. These Twitch streamers don't care about their viewers, they just use you for your low IQs to fill their pockets. And a lot of people were upset with him, and I completely understand why. I mean, this is kind of victim blaming. It sounds like she didn't willingly not tell her fans that she had a relationship. However, I also understand what she's saying, because yeah, I mean, Amouranth definitely, it was part of the Amouranth business model to claim that she was single. And I mean, there are people on the internet, like lonely men, that are delusional enough to think that if they donate enough money to people like Amouranth, they're going to get a chance with her. Yeah, so Keemstar says they all just use you and your low IQs to fill their pockets. So I can understand why people are upset with Keem, and I can also kind of understand what he's saying. And then Valkyrie said, it's disgusting seeing the internet continue to invalidate and dehumanize victims of abuse. What Amouranth has been trapped in is very real, especially having joint accounts, married, dealing with threats. I hope she gets the freedom and relief any human in abuse deserves. Long Beach Gryffindor, which is like a comedian guy, he's pretty funny, saying, if you're getting abused, seek help, but if you're manipulating the situation on the internet because you know people will quote-unquote believe all women, seek help. I want to know her husband's side that turns this into a Jussie Smollett situation. I said what I said. And I want to go over his point just for a second. I do see what he's saying. I mean, there's been plenty of situations. I mean, hell, last week I covered many situations against the content creator dream, which I do have a bit of an update on, but there's plenty of things that are taken out of context and that make people look bad. And yes, I would like to see what her husband has to say. However, there's almost, I don't think there's anything the husband could say to justify him threatening to send her horse to a meatpacking plant and threatening to give away $1 million of her money. I mean, I don't think there's any justification. This guy is a loser. Sweet Anita said, men don't unfollow female streamers when they get a partner. It's because they thought they had a chance to date her. They unfollow because of jealousy saps through the entertainment out of watch something you fancy. They compare themselves to a partner and feel rejected. And yeah, I completely agree with this. I mean, the unfortunate part of Twitch, as much as, you know, like live streaming is a great thing and whatever, it's great entertainment, is that it's very easy to make parasocial relationships that are unhealthy to this amount. I think this is situation is honestly really crazy, and if Amouranth decides to make an update or the husband decides to make a reply, I will make an update video. Yesterday I made a video about a security guard that was working during TwitchCon that said she received terrible abuse from the people who were attending TwitchCon. This video is honestly insane. You're gonna have to click here to watch it now.